Our last speaker is the incredible Rose Weaver. I so adore her, I so heart her, and she's an actress, singer, playwright, everything and anything I want to be when I am.
Go ahead and say it.
When I am more seasoned. This one's me.
Okay. You got me on up there?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, y'all. I made this little rag doll. And the reason I made her, and I want to thank you, Alisha, for trusting me to do this and actually showing your respect. I really appreciate that. And it's okay. I'm going to be 70 years old in about 6 months. I made her because I needed a way when I was a little bit younger. I've had her now for about 20 years. But I made her because I needed a way to help me build my own sense of self-esteem. Now I'm going to tell you, I did not have an easy childhood. I'm a product of rape. My mother was raped in the backseat of a car out in the woods in Georgia. My father never lifted a finger to help me, and so my mother went into her first marriage with me at 3 months old. He turned out to be an abusive person. I watched him beat her all the time. I was the oldest, eventually, of 6 children, and so I didn't have a childhood. I was always looking after everybody else, but I was always there for my mom. And she made sure that I understood that she really wanted to be home. She made sure that I understood that she loved me. And she made sure that I understood, you gotta go to college. You gotta get an education. She had a 3rd grade education. And so that, for her, was unacceptable. But we grew up in Georgia, out in the woods. We were sharecroppers. Whenever we would go to town, and I, as a young girl, wanted to go running up to the white fountain that was pretty and clean and everything else, and she'd yank me by the back of my collar and say, you can't go in there. Why? I wanted to know why. And the first thing out of her mouth, because you colored. I grew up with that Jim Crow, you're nobody, you're nothing, you're never gonna be anybody. And wouldn't you know, after all my mom had said to me, I still went and got pregnant at 16 years old. Anyway, this little doll here has helped me get through life and to blossom from that little girl there who used to be shy. And I'm serious. I was shy, and I walked like this, you know, dragging my feet and everything, and lifting, and my head is hanging low. And so building her helped me to actually think about where I'd come from, where I was, and where I wanted to go. The arts somehow helped me to find my voice, helped me to find my heart, helped me to find my anger, helped me to find out who I was. I wrote a song first as I was building her, and the lyrics came slowly, and you know, I look at her, she's like me, not perfect. Oh, but she's fabulous. So, in my hometown, back in the woods of Georgia, I saw no hope in my family. It makes me cry. We always thought life would be a burden, didn't know that we were free. When you're a child, you can see it all.
but don't have words enough to say. Don't think I'll stay in that hopeless way. I have another vision for lucky Southern. I had no pride, all I felt was pity for myself and for my race. Was almost through reading through the Bible, searching for that higher place. Then came along a preacher man who touched my heart, my soul, my head, and life began. I could understand all the reasons for living. I was lucky Southern. Well, my first name is supposed to be Rosetta. My mama said the county clerk in McDonough, Georgia, where I was born, messed it up. Although, it could have been my great-grandmother, because she filled out all the birth certificates for all the children she birthed in our town, including me. She couldn't write real good, but she could read, even though she was born in 1880. Anyhow, my first name ended up being Rose, and middle name Ella. And this is how my mom explained it to me. One day she said, "Come on and sit down here. Let mama comb your hair. I want my little girl to feel good about her hair, the nappy hair. Beautiful nappy hair. And your skin, soft and chocolate. Coca chocolate. Dark like the night. God works her magic in the nighttime while you're sleeping under the moon. The same as she does in the daytime, whilst the sun makes the flowers grow. And honey, I know it hurts when they call you names and make it seem like being dark-skinned is bad. But it ain't. No, it ain't. And that nigga word, I knew where to get it. But you are a precious African American Negro child. Yeah. And it's spelled N-E-G-R-O. The N stands for Nubian. You are a Nubian princess. You come from a long line of Africans from way across the sea, rich with the creativity and abundance and freedom. The E is for equal. You are equal to be here. You have equal rights to be here, like every living thing in this universe. G, honey child, G is for gift. Life is a gift, and you were put here to create and become your own special person, and you will. R, why? R is for Rosetta. Name that was supposed to be on your birth certificate. Rosetta is the name of a town in northern Egypt on the Nile River. And like the Rosetta Stone found near there, The wisdom you share, the visions you share with the world, gonna help all the people. And O, honey child, O is for omnipotent. Spell it. Always know that the universal spirit is with you, as one, and everything that you imagine to be is going to be. If you think you're smart, you're going to be smart. If you think you're wise, you're going to be wise. If you think you're bad, you're going to be bad. Whatever you think of yourself is what you will be. Always, always, always think good thoughts about yourself. 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 Thank you.
That's why she went last. The art can help you find your voice. You are not perfect, but still fabulous. Don't stay in that hopeless way. God works her magic, I heard you say, in the nighttime. Whatever you think of yourself is what you will become. You are a precious African, Negro, child, Nubian, equal, gift, Rosetta, and omnipotent. Life is a gift. Amazing. All of the women tonight are amazing. And let's give one more applause. Come up. That would be wonderful. So, before I formally thank them here, I want to thank Moses Brown for always letting me try new things in their spaces and giving me the courage to keep doing them, and the space and the opportunities to think big and never settle. I learned that here at Moses Brown when I was a student, and I keep learning that as they grow. This school is amazing. It's 24% of color. A lot of people don't realize that. And we so think of community first, and that was part of the reason why we built this space, is so we could have a place to bring community more. And so I have been using that to my advantage. When you don't have money, you find friends. Right. And Quaker is friends by definition. I also want to thank all of the volunteers. Kobe Dennis is in the back. As many of you know, he ran for mayor and is a fantastic Black man, father, veteran. His entire team came up, helped their videography, their camera, their greeters. I even had an officer out in the rain who was on the team, Mr. Dan Gannon, directing people. I've grown so much with them in the last 4 months, and I cannot thank them enough for volunteering for my own event. Marcy, Eileen, Ciara, Josh Thompson, Rose, Shonda, Pilar, I love you. This is a bond that will only strengthen, and I'm sure I will lose you as well, because now we're related. And I wrote this quote down, and I think it's the perfect thank you to you all. We cannot force someone to hear a message they are not ready to receive, but we must never underestimate the power of planting a seed. Thank you for the seed you undoubtedly planted tonight. I didn't care if there was 10 people here, but there's much more than 10. And if there wasn't rain, there would be more. But as I said in the beginning, those who are here are meant to be here. And I really do hope something was said or something was done. Miss Rose danced better than me. 30 years older than me. Fabulous. There was a memo with red shoes that we did not coordinate. That's how these things go. When you let things take over and let God lead and let these women just shine, I knew it was going to be great, whether one of you were here or all of you were here. So I thank you for coming. If you want to come to Moses Brown this weekend, is our homecoming. That's my one plug. There's stuff all day. Go to the Moses Brown website, come through, see how great this campus is. We do scholarships, everything. So please be on the lookout. And if you're in public school, there's nothing wrong with that. There are great teachers everywhere, and there are great people right next to you, to your left and to your right. Look to each other, say, you are great. You are great.